Hello. As we head into the last week of classes, I wanted to make sure that everybody had all the information they need in case you're wanting to do an optional revision of one of your essays. So in this lecture, we're just going to quickly look at the big overview you want to be taking as you approach your revision, as well as a reminder of where to find the revision requirements. So this semester, we've really focused on using P's as a way to structure your essays. And I want to encourage you to look back at your earlier essays from that point of view of everything that you know now. Because as a class, our skills are just climbing like every week. So use that new knowledge you have as you look back on your earlier work. I particularly think the extra credit piece highlighting activity that you can find in week 14 was really useful for the students who attempted it. So I recommend that for looking back at major essay 2 revisions and even major essay 1 revisions. We've been thinking about the evidence part of P's paragraphs as a way to explain how to use source material, but it can also be how to frame the experiences that you're using to support your idea in the paragraph. So if you were to look back at major essay 1 and think about the evidence part being your experience, it might look like this. So I drew up this experience for you as an example. So my point would be for this essay, remember, which was about the impact of an experience on shaping your voice. A point could be, to become a better teacher, I realized I needed to give up one of my favorite hobbies, sarcastic humor. And then I expand on that point of the topic sentence in the next portion. When I began teaching, I spoke to my students using the language of my extended family, sarcasm, but it had unintended consequences. For the evidence, I would use my experience. One day I was returning essays and conferences, and I complimented a student on the great job she did with the assignment. "You don't mean that," she replied. She looked really hurt as she explained that my ironic joking in class made her doubt I was giving her a genuine compliment. So here's the analysis, which is, it's the reflection back on the evidence. I hadn't considered that my super dry tone of voice was damaging my credibility with some of my students, but she made me realize I needed to make a change. My summary sentence could look like this: "It took a long time to give up my habitually sarcastic tone in the classroom, but I think it has made me a better, more trustworthy teacher." So this maybe isn't the very best paragraph in the whole world, but I wanted to give you an example of how to look at major essay 1 paragraphs using P's. So I recommend double checking the revision notes for major essay 3, which is in the week 14 folder. It has really detailed step-by-step reminders about how to, almost like a checklist for revision. And this advice applies to major essay 2 as well. Keep that in mind. Also, there's the revision requirement reminders that had been posted in an earlier folder, and I've reposted them in week 15. Carefully check off each item on the list before submitting your revision, because we're down to the end and you finally get to show us your skills, and you want to make sure that you're fulfilling all of those formatting requirements and content requirements so that you get a grade that you're happy with. So good luck with all your revisions, and let us know if you have any questions.